Good evening. Our sign language interpreter is Yolan Zale. We begin with the Jamhuri Day celebrations, and tonight, President William Ruto is turning the lying tag on his critics, slamming them for what he termed spreading falsehoods about the performance of his administration. In his Jamhuri Day speech, President Ruto lamented that cynics were mobilizing Kenyans to deny facts that they can touch, feel, and see. And as our political affairs reporter Emmanuel Toh now details, the president listed some of his factual achievements ranging from the Social Health Authority, the Affordable Housing Project, and the economy.
In his address to the nation during the Jamhuri Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi, President William Ruto, who has been under a cloud of criticism from the church and the opposition, which have accused him of overseeing a failed state, full of fake and unkept promises, sought to push back, slamming those who he says are engaging in lies while criticizing his government.
We encourage everyone, including our critics, to engage on the basis of facts and the truth. If some of us persist in the culture of reckless negativity, for how long will cynics mobilize Kenyans to deny facts that they can feel, that they can touch, and they can see?
The president enumerating some of his achievements, which he maintains are factual records of success in the economy, the health sector, among others.
When we say that the cost of basic commodities has come down, it is a fact. When we say that Kenyans who have registered for Taifa Care are receiving better services than before, it is a fact.
The head of state challenging his critics to open their eyes and see the good things his administration has been doing for the past 2 years.
Skepticism must give way to confidence, and we must reject the deceptive embrace of disinformation and fake news.
The president drummed up support for his broad-based government and the new mission to reach out to leaders, including the former head of state Uhuru Kenyatta, saying it was the only way the country would move forward.
Tutazidi na kujenga daraja ya umoja na ushirikiano kati ya Wakenya wote.
Thank you for reaching out to as many stakeholders as possible to bring everyone on the table so that we can all pull in one direction of making sure that our country moves to the next level.
When these pictures of unity are seen, it increases investor confidence, it increases confidence in our country, peace and calm.
President Ruto's surprise visit to his predecessor's Ishaweri home in Gatondo, Kiambu County has elicited mixed reactions as he carries on with what he has termed as a patriotic exercise to build bridges. And after weeks of being under immense pressure from the church, the opposition and a section of Kenyans, President William Ruto has finally launched a pushback, asking his critics to be factual first and avoid misinformation, propaganda and disinformation. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi.
And amid skepticism surrounding the Kenya Kwanza administration, President William Ruto highlighted a series of accomplishments he claims his government has achieved. In his Jamhuri Day address, the president spoke of milestones, including a reduction in unemployment levels, the rollout of efficient, high-quality healthcare services under the much-criticized Social Health Insurance Scheme, and the completion of thousands of housing units under the Affordable Housing Program. Citizen TV's Ben Kirui with the president's self-appraisal.
From heaping praises on his administration's strides in reducing unemployment to spearheading the transition to a transformative healthcare system, President William Ruto's Jamhuri Day speech was a listing of what he described as significant achievements, the president saying the foundation had been laid and the time for harvesting was around the corner.
We are no longer where we were a year, let alone 2 years ago. We have moved beyond pledges and commitments and are now making progress in our implementation strategies.
Addressing concerns over the new social health insurance fund under Taifa Care, the president highlighted progress, noting that more than 16 million Kenyans are now registered and benefiting from efficient, effective, and affordable healthcare services. He praised counties in the Mount Kenya region, including Kirinyaga, Nyeri, and Embu for leading in Taifa Care registration.
In just 2 months, 11 million Kenyans who previously lacked access to healthcare services are now registered, with the registration process going full steam in every part of Kenya.
On unemployment, President Ruto spoke of his administration's success in narrowing the gap by facilitating international opportunities for skilled Kenyans, with 243,000 professionals now working abroad.
Since September 2022, more than 243,000 Kenyans have secured international job opportunities in healthcare, in agriculture, and construction sectors, among other sectors. In the last 2 months alone, 12,000 have secured jobs abroad.
Marking the second anniversary of the Hustler Fund, the president lauded its impact, reporting that the initiative has disbursed Kenya shillings 60 billion, empowering citizens and freeing them from the clutches of predatory lenders. Turning to the controversial affordable housing project, President Ruto dismissed the critics and pointed to what he sees as results, announcing the completion of 1,200 housing units, with 4,888 more available for sale through the Boma Yangu platform.
In his address to the nation brimming with optimism, President William Ruto urged critics to focus on the positive aspects and abandon the culture of reckless negativity. Ben Kiroi, Citizen TV, Muhuru Gardens, Nairobi.
And even as the celebrations to mark 60 years of the Republic continued across the country, in Nyandarua County, the County Commissioner Abdirizak Jardesa had a rough time reading President William Ruto's speech as angry residents disrupted him, accusing the head of state of betrayal and making empty promises. In Rongo, Migori County, the celebrations turned into a battleground as a section of residents expressed their rage and disappointment against the area MP, Paul Abor. Safin Acheng Oma reports.
What began as a promising Jamhuri Day celebrations in Engineer Ward in Kinangop constituency of Nyandarua County turned chaotic as soon as the County Commissioner Abdirizak Jardesa took to the podium. The residents who had turned out in their numbers to join the rest of the country in marking 60 years since Kenya got independence walked out on the commissioner as he struggled to convince them to allow him read the speech by President William Ruto. It took the intervention of security officers and the National Government administrative officers who protected Commissioner Jardesa as he hurriedly read the speech to a handful of residents who remained.
Affordable housing is a strategic pillar of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Has so far created 200,000 jobs and thousands of indirect opportunity across the region.
Earlier, while addressing the residents, area leaders expressed their rage, accusing the government of betrayal and making empty promises.
Sisi watu wa Mount Kenya tulipambana na tukaweka mtu anaitwa William Ruto kuwa the President of the Republic of Kenya. Na after doing that, ile tuli-expect ni reciprocation. Na yeye pia atuheshimu na atupe heshima yetu.
Mambo ya barabara zetu, sana sana zile ambazo tuliahidiwa na serikali kuu, bado hizo barabara hazijakamilika.
Madaraka Day celebrations in Rongo sub-county of Migori County were disrupted by chaos as rival factions turned the event into a battleground. Tension had begun simmering within the constituency after a recent publication by Mzalendo Report ranked the area MP, Paul Abor, among the least vocal members of parliament. The MP's attendance at the celebrations further fueled the unrest. Migori Governor Dr. Ochilo Ayako had to step in to calm the agitated crowd, In the midst of the escalating tension, Migori County Commissioner Mutua Kisilu,
after 1963, they became the right of their citizens,
moved in to read the president's speech in a haste and handed over the floor to Governor Ayako while barring other invited guests and politicians from addressing the gathering. And in Taita Taveta County, there was a very low turnout at Moi Stadium, the residents attributing their boycott to unfulfilled promises by the government.
Kiongozi anakuja wakati anafanya campaign, anatuahidi vitu nyingi. Alafu vitu zote hatendi. So watu wanamkinai. Wakati mtu amekuchoka, nafikiri hawezi kuja kwa sherehe kama hizi. Anaona ni kama hizi sherehe anaenda kudanganywa tena.
Wengine wanakuambia kwamba watoto wamelala wagonjwa, hawezi toka kule ache mtoto wake mgonjwa akuje hapa. Kwa sababu wamekuwa wakienda hospitali, wengi hizo SHA hazifanyi, watu wanalalamika.
The residents claim they have been forced to prioritize their own welfare after the government left them wallowing in poverty and harsh economic times.
Sahi pesa haipatikani. Na pesa haipatikani ni kwa sababu serikali kuna mahali imefinya mwananchi.
Uchumi umekuwa mbaya sana. Kusema kweli, siwezi lala njaa na watoto na nije kushinda kwa sherehe na bado nitarudi kulala njaa.
Safin Achieng Oma, Citizen TV.
Now, Wajir Air Base officially became the latest fully operational air base following a momentous consecration, presentation and trooping of the colour by the Commander-in-Chief, President William Ruto. The trooping of the colour marks the completion of the base formation and honours the regiment's commitment to service. And as Melita Oletenges reports, the Commander-in-Chief's marching orders mark the approval to the base to protect and stay vigilant in the skies.
In their #1 dress, the Kenya Air Force officers marched proudly into Uhuru Gardens, joined by fellow soldiers from the Kenya Navy and Army, all donning ceremonial attire for the historic occasion, ready for a new chapter. Wajir Air Base's consecration and presentation of colours began. The quarterbacks or commissioned officers, accompanied by senior non-commissioned officers, laid the presidential and regimental flags atop drums before the solemn consecration ceremony led by bishops and the deputy Kadhi. Prayers were offered for protection and prosperity in their service to both God and country.
Towards our president.
The Wajir Air Base presidential colour bearing the coat of arms and national flag, alongside the regimental colour of sky blue, emblazoned with an eagle and the motto Ngao ya Anga, or shield of the sky, with 2 fighter jets soaring outward and a lightning sign. Following the consecration, the presentation of the colours took place, with commissioned officers passing them to the Commander-in-Chief, who then handed them to the colour officers who hold the rank of lieutenants. The regiment's duty is clear: to protect these colours with their lives. If lost, the regiment will be disbanded. The colour officers then marched with the colours towards the parade ground, where the trooping of the colours began in a slow, meticulous march. Parade Commander Lieutenant Colonel Pius Leshan led the procession, weaving through the parade as the colours were showcased to the spectators, who rose in respect. 3 stanzas of the national anthem would then be sung as the colour officers showcased the 2 colours in slow movement from side to side, while the parade would give a present arm salute. The trooping of the colours is a revered military tradition, a symbol of pride, unity and unwavering commitment to the regiment's mission. Next came the Commander-in-Chief's march by, as the parade, comprised of the 3 military branches, exited in formation in quick and slow march. With this ceremonial milestone, the Wajir Air Base embarks on a new era, standing tall with honor and commitment to protecting the skies. And with the Kenya Air Force consistently modernizing, it is time for the strategic unit to grow. Melita Oletenges, Citizen TV, Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi.